J-Drone here. This is the DM007's camera. It gives off way too much yellow. I took a piece of styrofoam and a wire, wrapped it around the drone, and wanted to see if it'd get rid of some of the jello. Camera does stick down lower than the landing gear, so this is kind of how you have to level the gyroscope. That way you have a level flight, and in doing so, before you go to fly, you can do a hand takeoff. I can tell you right now, this was a failed attempt. The styrofoam is sandwiched in between the camera and the drone, and the baling wire is wrapped around the drone tightly, and this gave off way too much jello, to the point that I don't even want to show you it. It was just constant waves. Might even make somebody motion sick. But so we're just gonna do a flight review of the Striker again. This will be my first flight review over 70 degrees. Most of my flight reviews of the Striker have been at winter. And as you can see, this likes to get out there. This was the second drone that I have ever owned, and still one of my favorite drones. Not because it has 100 features on it, not because it was the most expensive, because both of those are not correct with this. This is kind of your basic plain Jane drone. It has 3 speed settings, and it wasn't that expensive. As you can see, the range is good on this. I think this holds my second top range with my Jolly Logic altitude meter, and it's really a joy to fly. I beat the heck out of the first one. I think I have 4 or 5 of these exact same drones, probably actually 4. 3 the red and white, and 1 the glow in the dark, and I actually have a parts one that I purchased just for parts. And I beat the heck out of the first one. I didn't really know how to fly well, so I crashed it constantly. I actually lost it for a week, and my uncle had to come out and help me find it, cover land with his quad. We did end up finding it, and it did work after it sat out for a week. Week in snow, and having the snow melt, let it dry, brought it home, stuck a battery in it, bam, started flying. That's a pretty durable drone to me. If you're having a hard time seeing it, I'm not up that high that it should be impossible to see on your screen. Put it in full screen. Right now it's just off center to the right and in your upper part of the screen. This drone's quick. Into third mode, it's very quick. Second mode is kind of your intermediate mode. If you don't have any wind, I suggest you flying in that. And your first mode is kind of your docile mode. The camera that came with this is a decent camera. It's not high definition. I don't even know how many megapixels it is, but the DM007 is rated as a high def camera, and it does get excellent video, but the jello on it is ridiculous. This was my first attempt at trying to get rid of it, and again I failed. After this we'll take it out again. I have batteries prepped, and we'll see if we can get rid of it. I was able to get rid of jello on the black aviaxes by completely wrapping the body, not so much wrapping the body, wrapping the camera in a thick bound of paper towel and then strapping it to the body with Velcro straps, and the jello was, I'd say, 99% gone. So maybe that's what we'll end up having to do with this at some point. I have another idea for this after this flight. But look at the range on this, guys. This is a toy. This isn't your $100, $200, $300 quadcopter. This is super cheap, $30 on eBay, average about $70, and you could probably get it all day for about $50, $60 Amazon and your other retailers. And I'm kind of doing rotations, circle rotations, bringing it down slowly as I was up pretty high in altitude, and bam, just buzzed right by me. So cool. And the manufacturers did do you a one-up on this. You have red propellers in the front, white in the back. And what I'm doing right now, I'm shutting down the video. As you can see, the red light turned blue, and restarting it. Just so if the battery on this does die, I have some video. Just to see if maybe I could pull some stills from. And the reason I did that is, say I'm flying, I get the low light blink, and I don't see it, and then the battery actually slowly shuts itself down, lands. With this quadcopter, you cannot shut that camera off again. So essentially, it'll continue to keep recording, and then you shut the quadcopter off, you just lost that last bit of video, or your entire video if you didn't split it like I did. So be aware of that. Either be extremely aware of those blinking lights, which at this altitude that's impossible to do, or bring it down occasionally and stop the video and then take off again and restart the video. That's the way I've been able to save a lot of video. I've lost a lot of video because, again, I'm flying too high. You really can't see those lights blinking. This is a very nice quadcopter, guys. If you're just learning to fly and you want to actually learn how to fly, not play with headless mode, fly 360 degrees around where you can pitch forward, backward, left, and right, and you can rotate the thing a full 360. Go with something like this. I mean, you're not going to be confused with headless mode. You're not going to be playing with a return home that's not returning to your controller and actually just going off a base heading. And if you walked 20 steps to the left, it's going to go to the right of you. If you walk 20 steps to the right, it's going to go to the left of you because it remembers its first takeoff and goes off of a base heading. The only true return to homes are your GPS ones. But this is your plain Jane quadcopter. Guys, look at the range. This is a good quadcopter. This is a Striker from World Tech Toys. And again, I have a bunch of these. I really enjoy flying this. It's a very simple quadcopter. It's pretty easy to keep your eye on too, especially when the sky's like this because it's white. Even when the sky's darker, a little bit darker up there, it's white. At night, the entire thing glows. And we are down. Let's see here. Did I miss the lights? Yep, I missed the blinking lights. They're blinking, and if you can see that little red light in there, I'm trying to turn it off, and it's not allowing me to turn it off. So the red and blue light's lit. I can't turn it off. I lost that last bit of footage. Here's a still that I took. We did have JELLO throughout the video. Amazing stills you could pull off the video, though. That's what type of video quality it's getting, but with the JELLO, it's not worth showing. Pull a couple nice stills off of it. These are good stills. I'm J Drone. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Have a wonderful day.